What's going on, people? We're going to do a quick recipe this afternoon. We're going to cook some kale. I know kale is not everybody's thing, but I love kale. The kale is very good for you. It's loaded with nutrients and antioxidants, and it's good for your colon, so you can have you a nice poop. I say that every time because I love kale. And I cook it different every time too, guys. So today, it's just a really quick video, so I hope you enjoy it. All right, y'all, this is going to be real simple. We got a bag of kale here. I like this type of kale here. You don't have to worry about, in my collard green recipe or turnip green recipe, they've got the hard stalks in there. You have to kind of cut those out. With kale, you can have some of the hard pieces in there and it'll cook down to kind of tender. So we're going to have this bag of kale. We're going to have an onion. Our spices are Himalayan salt, rosemary, white pepper, garlic powder, a little bit of ground mustard, and some apple cider vinegar. And this is kind of for people that are on gluten-free and oxalate-free type of diet. It'll fit into that kind of genre. All right, first of all, we're just going to heat up some oil here. This is just some avocado oil, and that's what we're going to saute our onions in. Alrighty, I chopped up my onions here, and we're just going to saute these here till they're nice and glistening. And we're rinsing off our greens as well, too, guys. They say that they come pre-washed, but I always rinse mine off. That's probably just a good habit to have. We'll come back when we add the greens. Alright, once they get down to about that level there of glistening, we're going to add our greens here. And again, we've got these rinsed off. And it looks like a lot, but these will kind of cook down. I mean, it'll fill up this pot, but I guarantee you by the time we let the heat get to it and the steam, this will cook down big time. I mean, look at those beautiful kale, y'all. And again, this ain't everybody's thing. Sometimes you can use different types of oils. You can use olive oil in here. You can use bacon grease, lard. Keeping it healthy, you can use some of the avocado, coconut oil, canola oil. And we're just going to let that kind of saute there for a little while. Now we're going to add our vinegar to it. And really, you don't want to over vinegar these things, though. So I'm going to use about, and I'm going to eyeball this, guys. I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons, though, pretty much. Because they will absorb a lot of that moisture. And I didn't mention before, but we're going to use some chicken broth in here as well too, because we got to get that to come up to a boil. So we're going to add some chicken broth, and we may have to add some more. You don't really have to add a whole lot because you want the steam to kind of make these things kind of come down, because this will shrink here. Now we're going to take some mustard. Give it a little bit of flavor here. Mustard's really good spice. We're going to take some garlic powder. It looks like I'm putting a lot up there. White pepper, guys. Now, white pepper is not like black pepper. You can overdo it with white pepper. It's got a kick to it, too. Big time. We're going to put some Himalayan salt in there. And you don't want to overdo it with the Himalayan salt either, because it's a lot stronger than your regular salt that you have. And of course, rosemary is just going to give it a little bit of extra flavor here. Put the rosemary on top. Now, there's some other things that if you want to take some of the tartness out of it, you can add some honey to it. Sometimes kale is not a very bitter vegetable, though, so shouldn't have to add anything. Now we're going to put the lid on this, and we're going to let this cook for about 5 minutes or so, and this will cook down to a lot different than what you see right now. You'll see in just a second. All right, it's been about 5 minutes here. See how they've already come down? So we can go ahead and move them around here a little bit. And see, that pot was full. And they already started to compress. And so we're just going to let this, usually this only takes about, 15, 20 minutes or so. Doesn't take long at all. And I like for them to be you see how light green that is right there? We want them to be kind of that color, that dark green. So again, we're going to give this another 10 minutes and we're going to come back and check on this. And then these things will be done. That's just how easy it is. Now, sometimes, guys, when I make these, I'll sometimes put some other stuff in there, like some olives. I'll put some bell peppers in there as well, too. Some jalapeno peppers as well. I'll kind of fancy it up. I've got some stuff that I use. I'm not using it this time because my wife's on a special diet. But I'll add a jar of this right here. This stuff, this Italian mix, giardiniera. That stuff is really good in them, guys. It really makes the flavor stand out a whole lot too. But we're just doing these kind of plain Jane. I mean, they're still going to be good, but they're going to be plain Jane. Alrighty, y'all. It's been about 12 minutes. I'll let time get away from me. But that's the color that you want. And that's about the consistency that you want as well too. Now, if you want them chopped up a little bit more, we can chop them up a little bit more, but these are good. Again, if you want to add some flavor to it, like some cayenne pepper, or you want to add some honey to it, that'll give it a little bit more flavor. But these things are good just like they are. Some people do put some meat in there. Sometimes they'll cook it with some chicken. Some people will put some turkey necks in there as well too. We're just cooking ours just the regular way. This is just something we're going to munch on. This took me less than 30 minutes to make this, guys, and it's something that you can do on your lunch break. If you come home or you get home at night and want to cook something to go with, with a piece of pork or some pork chops or some baked chicken or something, it's a good thing to go. Get you some rice and get you some mashed potatoes to go with it. It's a good thing to eat. So I enjoy kale. I hope you do too. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you the next time. Peace.